Hi guys, welcome to Dssg Nation. And if this is your first time watching a video from Dssg Nation, do make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so that we can notify you on any new upload. So today we are going to be discussing something of high importance, and that is the acronym for describing any organ. There are different organs in anatomy and physiology. But the problem students do have is fear of how to describe the details of each organ, and they end up cramming. But believe me, I'm not part of those people who used to say cramming does no good. With me, cramming does little good compared to understanding. Actually, that's a different topic to talk about some other time. So, to cut the long story short, let's get into the acronym used in describing all organ. Description of an organ is the most difficult thing for some students. To overcome this problem, always bear this acronym in mind and its meaning. And the acronym is DOL S raised to power 4F. You can try to say that again. So now let's get the meaning of each letter one after the other. To start with, we have the letter D. So the D means description. And in your description, you are expected to give just a short introduction of that organ. And you are going to talk on three things. So the first one is the system that organ belongs to. So let's take the kidney as an example. So the second thing is the color, and the third thing is the weight. So as I was saying, let's take the kidney as an example. So you can just say it is an organ of the urinary system, comma, or you can put full stop. Then you come to the color. It is reddish brown in color. And you go to the weight. It weighs about 113 gram to 170 gram. So whenever you are dealing with figures in anatomy, always put about. So that is you are just expected to give just all these three things within, let me say, a sentence or two sentences. So the next thing you are expected to talk about is O, and this O means organ in relation, or you say organ in association, anyone you choose to call it. So in this organ in relation, you are going to identify the structures surrounding that very organ using the terms below. And what are those terms? We have superiorly, which means above. We have inferiorly, which means below. We have anteriorly, which means the front, and posteriorly, which means the back. And if necessary, you can add laterally, that is the side of that organ. So when you say superiorly, that is insinuating what is above that organ. Inferiorly means what is below that organ. Anteriorly means what is in front of that organ, and posteriorly means what is behind that organ. So if you are still using the kidney as an example, just take a look at this diagram and you are going to get the answer to at least two anatomical terms. And the first one is superiorly and the second one is inferiorly. Now that is the kidney. So if you want to do organ in relation, you look at what is on top. Those one are the adrenal glands, superiorly by the adrenal glands. So if you look inferiorly to that kidney, you see that there are two ureters there. So you can just say inferiorly by the ureters. I don't think we are opportune to see what is in front and behind. We can actually say anteriorly by this and posteriorly by that. So don't forget our acronym is DOL S raised to power 4F. So let's move on to the next letter, and that is the 4S. This S is actually the most important thing why describing any organ, because it entails the structure of that organ, like what that organ is made up of, what makes that organ different from any other organ in the body. So the first is shape, the shape of that organ. The second one is size, that is the size of that organ. So the third one is the structure, while the last one but not the least is the supply. So we realize the reason why I said the supply is not the least, but let's continue. So the shape of that organ, we are still using kidney as a case study. So you can just say it is a bean-shaped organ. And going to the size, If my memory serves me right, I think it's still 12 centimeter in length, 6 centimeter in breadth, and 3 centimeter in thickness. So that's how you illustrate it, and that's how you give your details. Then if you are talking about the structure, is a large aspect. If you really want to know about the kidney, you can actually type the description of the kidney by Dssg, and you see our video on kidney. So under the structure of the organ, you are expected to talk about the parts of that organ, such as the coverings, the landmarks, and other things you labeled in your diagram. So if you are still using the kidney, the layers of the kidney is just two: the cortex and the medulla. The coverings are the renal fascias, perirenal fat, the renal capsules. The landmarks are the pyramids, the calyces, and so on and so forth. So the last is, I said it is not the least, and you realize that it's actually not the least because it is also subdivided into four. So this supply is actually one of the simplest things while describing another. So the first supply is the arterial supply. The second one is the venous drainage. The third one is the nerve supply, or you say the nervous supply anyhow. And the last one is the lymphatic drainage. When you say arterial supply, it means the artery that supplies that organ. So the arterial supply rather, to an organ is very simple if you know the anatomical name of that very organ. For example, we are using the kidney. So the arterial supply to the kidney is the artery. So the arterial supply will be an artery, as I've said. Why to the liver? The word and the anatomical term of the liver is hepa, so it is the hepatic artery. Anatomical term of the spleen is the splenic artery as well. So etc. etc. So the venous drainage is that the corresponding name of this artery most of the time, if not all of the time. So the venous drainage to the kidney is just the renal vein. The liver is the hepatic vein, and so on and so forth. So the nerve supply can either be sympathetic or parasympathetic. And for the lymphatic drainage, is just the lymphatic drainage are just nodes that drains lymph from that organ. So the last F of our acronyms means function. So here it is actually the last thing to do. Ideally, it's the last thing to do while describing any organ. So it means like the function, the very function of that organ. So for example, the function of the kidney is urine formation. It has many functions such as secretion of hormones. So vasoconstriction, it helps in vasoconstriction really. So don't forget the acronym DOLS raised to power 4F. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos and hit the bell button so that we will always notify you whenever we make a video. And I want to greet you again. You are welcome to Dssg. Thanks for watching.